All right, guys, welcome back to another video. So as you guys know, the WandaVision series is coming out January 15th, and I have this kind of crazy idea theory based off of a CBR article written back in 2019. So I want to share that with you guys, and I want to share it with my co-host for today's video, Jody's Corner. How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's good? What's good? It's good to be here. What's going on?
So before we get started, go check out all of Jody's stuff. I'm going to link everything in below. He's on YouTube, on Instagram. He's got Patreon. He's got everything.
Pretty much.
I'll go into deep detail at the end of the video, but I'm going to link all that. So go check him out. He does tons of movie stuff as well. But today I had this idea about Wanda, and I think it might be crazy, but I want to see what you think. So I read a CBR article. It came up in my suggested from 2019 saying that they think Wanda is going to be the next MCU villain. And having seen the WandaVision trailer and kind of putting together some evidence myself, I actually think that's the case as well. Now, here's why. We don't have a Thanos for this phase yet. Wanda is very commonly a villain in the comics, to my understanding. And if you look at the WandaVision show, there's a bunch of stuff that seems off. Like, first of all, Vision, as we know, from all the content we've seen so far, is dead. The Mind Stone, from all the content we've seen so far, is gone. Yet, we have both of those in the WandaVision trailer. I don't know. Am I losing you here? What do you think?
Well, yeah, the idea is that she's starting to lose her shit. She's losing her mind, and she's going crazy, creating this. I think she's creating this false reality of some of them are prisoners. So she's doing some villainous things, but I don't think
that's the case.
I don't think that's interesting that you would say the villain of fate. No, I'm gonna say nah, bro. Like
no, okay,
because it would feel rushed because she hasn't even been a good Avenger. Like how you gonna make this chick the next baddie? She ain't even showed her chops as an Avenger yet. She was struggling to even use her powers until Endgame. So nah, that's man, true. I can't.
That's true, but I'm thinking she's in Doctor Strange. That's the only thing that got me too. Is I was like, hey, she's in Doctor Strange. Maybe that's when she'll really lose it. It's called Multiverse of Madness.
What do you mean by villain? Are you talking about the phase villain? A phase like Loki was. Marvel phase 1 it was Loki. Phase 2 it was Ultron. Phase 3 it was Thanos, right? It was the whole
thing. So I mean I'd say a phase villain cuz she's strong, bro. Like look, she hasn't been strong for very long, but you see her in Endgame and you see her in Infinity War and she kicks ass. Like in Infinity War when they have those big wheels flying and she lifts them up and like throw
not enough really for me. Strong. I don't know. She's strong and weak in that movie, bro, because I saw her get beat up by Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive, an injured Corvus Glaive, and Captain America and Falcon. Humans had to save her.
But she also has abilities that at least we haven't seen yet. Like even some of this. So you see in the trailer for WandaVision, you clearly see her like altering reality. You know, she adds a ring on her finger, puts the beds together, stuff like that. Right. We've never seen that power from her before. All we've seen is her telekinesis, I believe, and she kind of like shoots energy. Yep. So don't you think maybe there's some possibility of like exploring more of her powers from the comics and things like that, and then her kind of becoming this, you know, I mean, Loki-esque at least villain, maybe not Thanos.
I'm not even gonna put her. Maybe she could be a Loki-esque type of. I wouldn't call her a villain. I think she might be, and she's lost. I think she's gonna be lost in her head. She's gonna lose control, and she's gonna rage out. I think of her like the Dark Phoenix.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like Jean Grey's not a villain. She was just going through a phase of, for lack of a better word, insanity, right? So
does she die at the end of that comic story? Because I'm not a huge comic fan. So does she come back as Jean Grey after she becomes a Phoenix, or does she die and that's kind of the end of her?
I've never read the Phoenix story either, but I watched the X-Men cartoon and she didn't really die. She was defeated. I remember it dissipated, but I don't think she didn't die. So that astronomical Phoenix, that space energy took over her body and she became Rogue, which is exactly what Wanda's kind of doing, but with the magic and the psyche. You know, you lost Vision. She said, you took everything from me in Endgame. You took everything from me. She was starting to lose it a little bit right there. Yeah. And she's going crazy. So I think that people are going to be like, Wanda, what are you doing? Stop. What are you doing? You stop doing that. And they're going to I don't want to fight you, Wanda. And they're going to get into like a little civil war exchange. But I just see that happening for just like one movie. I don't see that happening for a whole phase. You can't build up to that.
Would you want her to be a villain? Like if you were directing the next 3-4 phases of the MCU? Because I think that would be a dope storyline.
Can I kill her at the end?
Yeah, I think that's the
Then
way to
yes.
do it. Like tragedy.
Yes.
Right? Like a Darth Vader storyline where
Yes.
it's like she turns evil
Then yes.
and then maybe she repents and she comes to her senses and she
Yes.
dies. Because
Absolutely.
I think that would be cool because that's the thing that we've never really seen in the MCU is a villain developed for that long. You know, like, I mean, Thanos was teased, but he wasn't even developed for very long. That would be kind of interesting to see like a hero that we've seen since phase 2.
Why are we saying that she's
right?
developed though? Why are we? She hasn't been developing though, even as a hero,
true.
let alone a villain. Like she's had small, and that's the thing with one. And it's a little bit messy because WandaVision is going to have such a everlasting impact on Phase 4. Her being in her own show and in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. She's never been that character. She never had that much screen time. You could tell Feige's kind of calling it audible here by doing what he's doing with WandaVision. They're lacking characters and bringing new characters in. So I just don't feel like she has that character development. She needs this show to give her the character development. Now, after this show, we can rehab this discussion, and then maybe I'll see what happens with her character. But right now, before going into the show, she's a bad character. I don't like her. She's not. She hasn't
What's your
done
take
anything.
on the show? Are you excited for this show?
I am excited for the show.
You are? Okay.
I am excited for the show because it's gonna.
It seems interesting. I hope they are as experimental as they're claiming they're gonna be. You know, like all the teasers and you know how like do you remember the marketing for Ultron?
There are no strings on me.
About how it was gonna be this really
There
dark.
are no
I remember the
strings
first
on
trailer
me.
for Age of Ultron. It was like super dark and it was like oh, this huge formidable enemy, and then you see him and he's like
it wasn't
like
dark.
Tony
It
Stark. He's
wasn't
not
dark,
serious.
yeah.
He's none of that shit. I hope it isn't the same thing for WandaVision because it looks trippy. It looks like a manic, crazy movie with some cool style stuff. I mean, show with some cool style, but like I could see them also like doing it for an episode and then dropping it or something like that.
I mean, it's on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus has a reputation. But with what they're doing with Star, they're allowing rated R content overseas. So maybe that would make me believe that they'll push the boundary maybe a little bit. I don't think WandaVision is going to be too dark. I think it's going to be. I don't need it to be dark. I just need it to be serious. You know, I'm cool with Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier's not dark. It's serious.
It's ground.
And so long as you're serious and you know there's stakes involved, sign me up. It don't have to be dark and brooding. Just as long as I know that there's actual consequences for the actions that characters are taking in these movies, I'm sold.
Yeah. So this is kind of my rough prediction for WandaVision, that maybe she's kind of become a villain and that she's kind of the one orchestrating this whole mirage, so to speak. But like, what are your predictions? For
I agree. That's what it looks like. It looks like she's orchestrating the whole mirage. She's living in her head, and it looks like she's taking people captive in her reality, and they're prisoners. Imagine having to be a puppet. Please save me, save me. Like, bro, she's making real people play her fantasy game. That's torture. So the people coming for her, like,
so is
Wanda.
there even going to be a villain in the show then? That's what I'm thinking. Or is it just going to be her?
I think it's going to be her. I think she's going to be the ultimate, the duality of her good and evil.
That'd be cool.
I think it's going to be all around her, bro. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was just, I don't know. I wanted to throw that idea.
So
out there
you
'cause
say,
that was kinda
are you saying
crazy.
the prediction? You think she's going to be the villain?
I think she's going to eventually become a villain. I don't know if she's going to be versus all the Avengers versus everybody, but I think, I'm calling it now, eventually she's becoming a villain. Like,
I'll agree with that
bad
then.
guy.
I'll agree with that. I can't give her the phase villain, though. We got to go bigger than her.
Yeah. Maybe just Doctor Strange villain. We'll see.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know what you guys think. Do you think this theory has any relevance? Comic nerds,
It's interesting.
Cite some of the comic books that back this up or don't back this up. And then if you guys have any other theories for WandaVision, let me know. It's coming out January 15th. Gonna do some reactions to it. Gonna go check that out. Go check out Jody's Corner. Where can they find you?
Check me out, Jody's Corner, and jodyscorner.com, at Jody's Corner on Instagram and Twitter.
Perfect. You heard the man. I'm going to link all of that below. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Peace.